Hi, my name's Barbara Guinn. I'm a reader in the Department of Biomedical Sciences and I do research on endometriosis. Endometriosis affects about 1 in 10 women, so it's got about the same incidence as diabetes. And unfortunately it's almost a hidden disease. It causes a lot of pain and distress. It can affect women so badly that they can't work. It causes damage to relationships and it can have a big impact on fertility. And in fact, a lot of women who have infertility problems also have endometriosis. Our work is aimed at trying to identify women who have endometriosis earlier. The reason why is because the only tests currently available are invasive, and that means laparoscopy, which involves a general anaesthetic and metal probes being inserted into the abdomen. This is because endometriosis often moves the uterine lining from inside the uterus or the womb out into the abdominal cavity, and we can find endometriotic lesions on the colon and on the outside of the uterus, on the outside of the ovaries, and when we try and remove it, it can cause those organs to start to stick together, can cause scar tissue, and it can even cause more complications sometimes. So we'd really like to find ways to be able to treat endometriosis a bit easier than what we can do now. We've been working closely with Mr. Kevin Phillips at Castle Hill Hospital to get samples and to help us better understand what endometriosis is like clinically, so that we can identify proteins that are only found in the urine of women with endometriosis. We've identified a very exciting candidate due to having one of the PhD cluster studentships which supported Leah Cooksey during her PhD. This allowed us to do research so that we could identify this protein that we think is relatively specific to endometriosis. We were lucky enough to get funding from the EACR, which is the European Association for Cancer Research, and Novosanis, which has allowed us to do our final phase of research where we're looking at urine samples from women with endometriosis to see whether they have a protein in their urine that we can detect and will let us know much earlier whether someone has endometriosis and needs further treatment. And of course, whenever we treat someone in the earliest stages of disease, treatment is easier and more effective, so this hopefully will be a win-win for women and also for clinicians and the NHS, making everyone's life better. Thank you.